Hi, this is JP from No the Lights Over Arkham. Welcome to another Hero Pack Focus, and this time we have a dual Hero Pack Focus because Silk and Black Panther Hero Packs arrived at the same time. They were released at the same time, so that is why they arrived at the same time. So we are going through the Silk pre-built protection deck and the other cards that come in the Silk Hero pack, as well as the Black Panther Justice Hero pre-built hero deck and the other cards that come in that hero pack. So we will be going through two decks, so this will be a bit longer than my usual hero pack focuses, but stick with me. So without further delay, let's get started. Okay, and we will start with the Silk Hero pack, which comes with a pre-built protection deck. And first off, we'll go through Silk's signature set. So we have first off Cindy Moon, and Cindy Moon has 3 recovery, the genius trait on the alter ego side. If there are more than 4 tucked cards here, discard all but 4 of those cards. Action, discard a card tucked here, draw 2 cards, limit once per round, and the hand size is 6 and hit points is 10. So let's flip to hero mode. So on the hero side we have Silk. Silk has 1 thwart, 2 attack and 3 defense, and Web Warrior traded. If there are more than 4 tucked cards here, discard all but 4 of those cards. Silk Sense responds after you defeat a minion or side scheme or resolve a treachery card. Tuck that card under here from the encounter discard pile. And the hand size is 5 and 10 hit points. So Silk will be all about tucking the encounter cards you will encounter while fighting the villain underneath Silk and getting benefits from that. So let's start looking at the cards that come in the signature set that utilize this. So first off we have a Smooth as Silk. There are 2 copies of this. So Smooth as Silk is a 0 cost event, hero action, choose an enemy or scheme in play, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a card from the same encounter set as the chosen card is discarded, tuck that discarded card under Silk. And this can be committed as an energy resource. So for example, if you really want to try to avoid the basic set or the standard 1 encounter sets Shadows of the Past treachery, you can try to get it underneath Silk, so you don't have to deal with your Nemesis set at all, and that's interesting. Next up we have Swinging Silk Kick. There are 3 copies of this in the deck. So Swinging Silk Kick is a 3 cost event, aerial, attack and superpower traded. Hero action attack deals 7 damage to an enemy. You may discard a card tucked under Silk from the same encounter set as that enemy. If you do, this attack deals 2 additional damage and gains overkill. So for the boss killer actions, if you are hitting the villain, if you have a card from the villain set underneath you, you can deal 9 damage with this 3 cost event, which is quite a handful of damage dealt to the enemy, at least in true solo. And it can be the Swinging Silk Kick could be committed as a physical resource. Next up we have Wall Crawl, 2 copies of this. So Wall Crawl is a 1 cost event, superpower and thwart traded, hero action thwart, remove 2 threats from a scheme, choose a scheme. You may discard a card tucked under Silk from the same encounter set as the chosen scheme to remove 3 threats from the chosen scheme. And this can be committed as a mental resource. So that can be a really powerful thwart action for only 1 event or 1 cost event. So that looks interesting. Next up we have a side scheme, so get the scoop, player side scheme, alter ego action, exhaust your identity, remove 2 threat from here, any player may trigger this ability. When defeated, the Cindy Moon player looks at the top 2 cards of the encounter deck and tucks one of those cards under their identity, and this comes into play with 4 threat and costs 0 to play, and can be committed as a wild resource. Okay, and next up we have the support, Albert Moon. So Albert Moon is a 2-cost support, persona traded, alter ego action, exhaust Albert Moon, choose, tuck the top card of the encounter deck under Cindy Moon, or heal 1 damage from Cindy Moon for each card tucked under her, and this can be committed as a mental resource. Then we have another support, which is J. Jonah Jameson. So J. Jonah Jameson is a 3-cost support with the persona trait, alter ego action, exhaust this card, search your deck and discard pile for get the scoop and put it into play. And action, exhaust this card, remove 2 threat from a side scheme. And this can be committed as a mental resource. So the main action of this is just to be able to exhaust this and remove 2 threat from a side scheme for the remainder of the game, because it doesn't take any consequential damage or anything like that. It's just an action. You can do it in alter ego or hero form, so that's great. It is 3 cost, but still a great card. Then we have Edict Memory, which is a 1-cost upgrade. It is superpower traded. Interrupt, when you reveal a card from the same encounter set as a card tucked under your identity, exhaust Edict Memory, swap those cards. Reveal the card that had been tucked under Silk instead. And this can be committed as a energy resource. So again, you can get a soft card underneath Silk, and if you run into a bad card, you can just use this to ignore that and get it underneath Silk and resolve the other card, which you can deal with more ease. Next up we have Organic Webbing. It is a 2-cost upgrade, superpower traded. Silk gets +1 thwart. Hero action, exhaust Organic Webbing and discard a card tucked under Silk. Ready Silk, she gets the aerial trait until the end of the round, and this can be committed as an energy resource. Okay. Then we have Outwit. It is a 2-cost upgrade, skill traded. Hero interrupt, when Silk makes a basic thwart, exhaust Outwit. For this thwart, she gets +1 thwart for each card tucked under her from the same encounter set as the thwarted scheme, and this can be committed as a mental resource. So a booster thwart based on the card that's tucked underneath your hero. Then we have Spider Claws, and Spider Claws is a 2-cost upgrade, weapon traded. Hero interrupt, when Silk makes a basic attack, exhaust Spider Claws. For this attack, she gets +1 attack for each card tucked under her from the same encounter set as the attacked enemy. This attack gains piercing, and this can be committed as a physical resource. So for these 2 cards, the Spider Claws and the Outwit, you really want to be tucking cards from the same encounter set to maximize the power you get from these cards. So it might mean you are not getting the power for other cards, but you can really deal with some hard encounter sets. For example, if you are fighting against really tough minions, you really want to have some of the minions underneath here, so the rest of the minions are not that hard to deal with when you are attacking them. Or maybe just tuck the villain cards and you will be really in shape to deal with the villain. Next we have Spider Reflexes, and it is a 2-cost upgrade, superpower traded, hero interrupt. When Silk defends, exhaust Spider Reflexes. For this attack she gets +1 defense for each card tucked under her from the same encounter set as the attacking enemy. After this attack, tuck the top card of the encounter discard pile under Silk. Again, this can be committed as a physical resource. So again, same applies for this one as with the previous two. So that was the whole Silk signature set. Next up we will look at cards that come in her pre-built protection deck. First off we have Scarlet Spider. And Scarlet Spider is a 3-cost ally with 1 thwart and 1 attack, 2 consequential damages per thwart or attack, Web Warrior traded, 5 hit points, interrupt when another Web Warrior character would take any amount of damage, Scarlet Spider takes that damage instead, and this can be committed as a physical resource. So basically you mainly want to be taking the damage on behalf of other cards with this and not use the 1 thwart or 1 attack that much, but you can use those in a pinch, of course, and this can be committed as a physical resource. Next up we have Spider Bite. Spider Bite is a 3-cost ally with 2 thwart and 1 attack. Web Warrior traded with 2 hit points, reduce the cost to play Spider Bite by 1 for each tech card you control, and this can be committed as a mental resource. So this can get really cheap if you are heavy with tech upgrades. I'm not sure if the pre-built deck has that many tech upgrades, but I think the signature set didn't have any, but we'll see. Next up we have Not Today, 3 copies of this. So Not Today is a 1-cost event, defense traded, hero interrupt defense. When your hero defends against an attack, it gets +2 defense for that attack. If you take no damage from that attack, remove 2 threat from a scheme, and this can be committed as a mental resource. I have a feeling we have seen this card before, but I'm not 100% sure. But it seems so familiar that I think we have seen this. I think already in the Galaxy's Most Wanted cycle. I think Drax had this or something similar, but I might be misremembering this. Then we have Stop Hitting Yourself, 3 copies of this. So Stop Hitting Yourself is a 2-cost event, attack traded, hero response, attack after you defend against an enemy attack and take no damage, deal damage to that enemy equal to your defense for that attack, and this can be committed as a physical resource. Again, I think we have seen this before, but again, I am not sure. There are so many cards and already for this game, and the new art is throwing me off, so we might have seen this already earlier. Next we have Dr. Sinclair, and Dr. Sinclair is a 2-cost support, persona and therapist traded, alter ego action, exhaust Dr. Sinclair and spend a mental resource. Heal damage from your alter ego equal to your recovery. You may discard 1 status card from your identity. Any player may trigger this ability, and this can be committed as a mental resource. So that seems like a really good protection card. Then we have Energy Shield, 3 copies of this. So Energy Shield is a 0-cost upgrade, item and tech traded. Attached to a character, max 1 per character. Interrupt when attached character would take any amount of damage, spend X energy resources, prevent X of that damage, and this can be committed as a energy resource. So another way to not take damage and trigger the other cards that trigger when you don't take any damage. Next up we have Ready for a Fight, 3 copies of this. Ready for a Fight is a 1-cost upgrade, preparation traded, requirement Physical resource, max 1 per player. Interrupt: when an enemy would scheme, discard ready for a fight, change to hero form, that enemy attacks you instead. And this can be committed as a physical resource. So again, a really good protection card. You want to go and heal sometime, but you might not have that much thwarting power. So with this, you can get back into the fight and not let the villain scheme, and instead it will attack, but you are probably healed up and ready to fight. And next up we have another tech card, which is Stun Gun, 3 copies of this. So Stun Gun is a 2-cost upgrade with tech and weapon traits. Restricted, uses 2 charge counters. Hero action, exhaust Stun Gun and remove 1 or 2 charge counters from it. If you remove 1 charge counter, stun a minion. 2 charge counters, stun the villain. Okay. So it's either 2 use or 1 use, because when you run out of charge counters it will get discarded, and it can be committed as a energy resource. Those were all the protection cards. Next, let's look at the basic cards. So first off we have Madame Web. I think we already have seen this, if I remember, or maybe not. So Madame Web, either way, is a 3-cost ally with 2 thwart and 1 attack. Web Warrior traded and 2 hit points. Response: after Madame Web enters play, look at the top X cards of the encounter deck, where X is the number of Web Warrior cards you control. You may discard 1 card, look at this way, and put the rest back in any order, and this can be committed as a mental resource. I think I remember this card because it was in the preview article from FFG. But another way for you to be sure what you are drawing from the encounter deck, I think that's much more powerful in solo gaming than in multiplayer. But of course in multiplayer you can dictate what everybody gets with that, so that's great. Then we have Spider-Man, Peter Parker. This we have seen before in the Sinister Motives cycle, so I'm not talking about that much. And then we have Across the Spider-Verse. I think we have seen this also earlier, but just to remind what it does is it is a 2-cost event, max 1 per deck. Hero action, exhaust a Web Warrior card you control, search your discard pile for a Web Warrior ally and put it into play. Then choose a player. That player may spend 3 resources of any type to repeat this ability. So this is a really good Web Warrior multiplayer card, and every deck can have one of these, so that could mount to a lot of Web Warrior comboing, and this can be committed as a wild resource. Then we have Investigative Journalism. It is a team-up card for Cindy Moon and Peter Parker. Max 1 per deck. Alter Ego Interrupt. I think this is a first team-up card for alter egos, if I'm remembering correctly. Of course, some of the Galaxy's Most Wanted, they have the same title on both sides, so yeah. Anyway, Alter Ego Interrupt: when an enemy would scheme, cancel that activation and confuse that enemy. And this can be committed as a wild resource. Okay. And then we have the new Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Basic resource cards, and that is the pre-built deck. Next we will look at the obligation and the Nemesis sets for Silk. First off, the obligation, Silk Sense Overload. Give to the Cindy Moon player Forced Interrupt: when a card would be tucked under your identity by a player card effect, tuck it under here instead. Then if there are 2 tucked cards here, you may discard this card, remove it from the game instead of if there are 3 or more tucked cards here. And this has 2 boost icons. So yeah, this will slow down your ability to dictate what cards go underneath you, but I think that's a pretty easy one to get rid of, and if you're already set up, you can just ignore that basically, and not yeah, but I'll have to see it in play to really know how it functions. Next up we have the Nemesis minion, which is Morlun. So Morlun is a minion with 1 scheme and 1 attack, elite and inheritor traits, 5 hit points. Asterisk is Morlun gets +1 scheme and +1 attack for each encounter card tucked under each identity. When defeated, discard each copy of Hunting the Spider Bride tucked under each identity. And Morlun has 3 boost icons. Okay, well, I think we will see soon enough what those Hunting the Spider Bride cards are. Next we have the Great Hunt. This is the side scheme for this Nemesis set. When revealed, place 1 additional threat here for each card tucked under each identity, and this has a +1 encounter card symbol, and has 2 boost icons and comes into play with 2 threat in addition to those that are when revealed effect. Okay, not that serious, I think. Then we have 3 copies of Hunting the Spider Bride. So Hunting the Spider Bride is a treachery search. When revealed, if you have 4 cards tucked under your identity, discard 1 of those cards at random, tuck this card under your identity. Force response. After a player card effect discards this card from under an identity, that identity takes 2 damage, and this has 1 boost icon. Okay, well, that was Silk's pre-built deck in all its glory. We still have a bunch of cards left in this hero pack, so let's look at those next. First off, we have a new Justice card, which is Spider-Man 2099, and it is an ally with 4 hit points, 2 thwart, 2 attack, aerial, web warrior traded, and 3 hit points. Response, the asterisk is a response after Spider-Man 2099 uses a basic power, return a web warrior ally in play to its owner's hand, and this can be committed as a energy resource. Alright, next up we have Spider-Woman. Spider-Woman is an aggression ally, costs 3, has 1 thwart and 2 attack, shield and web warrior traits, 3 hit points. Response after web warrior ally, including this one, enters play, deal 1 damage to an enemy. And this can be committed as a physical resource. So if you are really heavy with web warrior allies, you can just have a Spider-Woman be in play and deal damage whenever you play web warrior allies. So that's great. Next we have Quick Quip, and it is there are 3 copies of this event, and it is a 2-cost event. Skill traded, requirement a mental resource. Your action, deal 1 damage to a web warrior character you control. Place a total of 2 confused status cards on up to 2 enemies, and this can be committed as a mental resource. And with this you can put 2 confused status cards for a steady villain, for example, so that it becomes confused, even though because it needs 2 status cards to be confused. Okay, and then we have another copy of Investigative Journalism, and this is just so you can add this to your Peter Parker deck from the base game if you are teaming up Silk and Spider-Man in the same game. So that's great. So you don't have to buy a second pack for just that 1 card. Lastly, we have another Thunderbolt set, which can be used in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D scenario for the Thunderbolts. So we have a growing strong set which features Atlas as the minion. So Atlas has a 0 scheme, 3 attack, elite and Thunderbolt traits and 18 hit points with an asterisk. Atlas is villainous and victory 1. Atlas gets +2 hit points for each growth counter on him. Forced response. After the villain phase ends, place 1 growth counter on Atlas. And 4 boost icons. Oh my god. Next up we have Grown Invulnerable. It is a side scheme. When revealed, place 1 additional threat here for each growth counter on Atlas. If Atlas has 10 or more growth counters on him, the players lose the game. And it has a crisis symbol and 5 threat on it. So you really want to get rid of this. And there are 3 boost icons on this too. And then we have Growing Strong, 2 copies of this treachery. So Growing Strong is a treachery. When revealed, find Atlas and reveal him. If he is already in play, he engages you. Atlas activates against you. If you know enemy activated this way, this card gains Surge. And there is a boost ability and a boost icon. So the boost abilities give the activating enemy a tough status card. Lastly, we have Titanic Proportions and 2 copies of this treachery. So when revealed, the players as a group take X indirect damage, where X is the number of growth counters on Atlas. If X is less than 3, this card gains Surge. And again, there's a boost ability and boost icon. So the boost ability is if Atlas is in play, place 1 growth counter on him. And that is everything that comes in Silk's pre-built deck. So I'm really interested in trying out Silk. I have no idea yet which scenario I will try Silk in, but well, it will probably be one scenario from the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. box, but first off I'll need to play through that box with decks that come in that box, and then I'll decide which scenario I will try Silk's pre-built deck in. But yeah, well, that was Silk's pre-built hero pack and all the other cards that come in that pack. So we will next look at the Black Panther hero deck and see what comes in that. So stick around for that. Okay, and next up we have another full hero pack to go through. So we'll start with the Black Panther's alter ego side, which is Shuri. So as you know, we get Black Panther already in the core set, but that is Chakala Black Panther. So this is the next Black Panther in line, so Shuri. And Shuri has 4 recovery and genius and Wakanda traits, inventor, action, exhaust Shuri. Search your deck for a Black Panther or tech upgrade and play it, reducing its resource cost by 2, limit once per round. Hand size is 6 and 11 hit points. And on the hero side, we have Black Panther and 2 thwart, 1 attack and 2 defense Wakanda trait. Response after Black Panther uses a basic power, resolve the special ability on 1 Black Panther upgrade you control. Hand size is 5 and hit points is 11. So if you remember how Black Panther functions, so Black Panther wants to play Wakanda forever and trigger all of the upgrades you have played already for Black Panther. So with Shuri Black Panther, you can always trigger one using any of your basic skills. So that's interesting. It functions a bit different. The ally is T'Challa. So signature ally T'Challa has a cost of 4, 2 thwart and 2 attack, 3 hit points, genius and Wakanda traits. Hero response after T'Challa uses a basic power, resolve the special ability on one Black Panther upgrade you control, and you can commit T'Challa for a wild icon. Okay. Then we have 2 copies of Clawed Strike. Clawed Strike is a 2-cost event. Attack traded, hero action attack, deal 4 damage to an enemy. Resolve the special ability on one Black Panther upgrade you control, and you can commit this card for a physical resource. Okay. Next we have On the Prowl, 2 copies of this. And On the Prowl is a 2-cost event, thwart traded, hero action thwart, remove 3 threat from a scheme, resolve the special ability on one Black Panther upgrade you control, and this can be committed as a mental resource. So these events seem to trigger off your special card, which is great. And of course we have Wakanda Forever. Wakanda Forever, only 1 copy of this in the deck. So Wakanda Forever is a 1-cost event, tactic traded, hero action, resolve the special ability of each Black Panther upgrade you control in any order, and this can be committed as a wild resource also. Black Panther came with Vibranium, so this Black Panther also comes with 2 Vibranium, which can be used as 2 wild icons. Then we have Elephant's Trunk. It is a 2-cost support, Persona and Wakanda traded. Alter ego action, exhaust the Elephant's Trunk and up to 2 other Wakanda allies and or supports you control. Draw 1 card for each card exhausted this way, including this one. So you can make a really big turn by exhausting a lot of Wakanda allies or supports and this card to really get a big hand size and do a lot of stuff in 1 turn. And this can be committed as an energy resource. Then we have Queen Ramonda. So Queen Ramonda is 1-cost support, Persona and Wakanda traits. Alter ego action, exhaust Queen Ramonda, heal damage from an alter ego with a Wakanda trait equal to that alter ego's recovery. And this can be committed as a mental resource. So you don't need to, you can go to alter ego, but you can go there exhausted, use Queen Ramonda and heal up and get back into the fight next round without exhausting. That's great. Next up we have Aja Adanina. Aja Adanina is a really tough name to say. It's a 1-cost upgrade, title traded, and action exhaust Aja Adanna. Yeah, I can't read. Aja Adanna, shuffle 1 identity specific card from your discard pile into your deck. And you can commit this card for a mental resource. Next up we have Kimoyo Beads. Kimoyo Beads is a 2-cost upgrade, Black Panther and tech traded, special thwart, remove 1 threat from a scheme. You may discard this card to confuse an enemy. And this can be committed as a mental resource. Next we have Panther Claws. Panther Claws is 2-cost upgrade, Black Panther and weapon traded. Special attack, deal 2 damage to an enemy. You may discard this card to deal 3 additional damage to that enemy. If you do, this attack gains piercing, and this can be committed as a physical resource. Next we have Spider Bites. Spider Bites is a 2-cost upgrade, Black Panther and Tech traded special. Choose a player, deal 1 damage to the villain and each minion engaged with that player. You may discard this card to stun each of those enemies, and this can be committed as a energy resource. Next we have Vibranium Suit. Vibranium Suit is a 2-cost upgrade, armor and Black Panther traded. Special attack, move 1 damage from your hero to an enemy. You may discard this card to give your hero a tough status card, and this can be committed as an energy resource. And that is Black Panther Shuri's signature set. Next we will look at the rest of the cards that come in the pre-built Justice deck. First off, we have Manifold. Manifold is a 3-cost ally with 2 thwart and 1 attack. Avenger and Wakanda traits, 2 hit points. Response: after Manifold enters play, choose a player. That player searches their deck and discard pile for a player side scheme and adds it to their hand. And this can be committed as an energy resource. So, uninteresting ally for player side scheme decks. Next up we have Infiltration, 3 copies of this. Infiltration is a 1-cost event. Thwart traded, hero action thwart, choose a number of from 1 to 5. Discard that many cards from the top of the encounter deck. Remove 1 threat from a scheme for each card discarded this way. Put 1 minion discarded this way into play, engage with you. And this can be committed as a mental resource. So if thinking that you are playing with a deck like Silk, for example, that can manipulate the top of the encounter deck, you can discard cards safely from the top of the encounter deck without hitting any enemies or minions. But of course, if you want to hit a minion, that's a great way to get those minions into play, so you can use some other abilities on those minions. Next we have Going Undercover. Going Undercover is a player side scheme. Victory 0, cost 0 to play, can be committed as a physical resource. When defeated, the defeating player looks at the top 5 cards of the encounter deck. They may add 1 non-scenario specific card from among those to the victory display, then place the rest on the top and or bottom of the encounter deck in any order, and this comes into play with 4 threat on it. So, well, you can use this to organize the top of the encounter deck so that infiltration works better if you want to avoid enemies, for example. And then we have another player side scheme. So, Show of Empathy. It is a 0-cost player side scheme. Can be committed as energy resource. Victory 0, forced interrupt. When threat is removed from this scheme, place that threat on a non-elite minion. If that minion has threat on it equal to or greater than its remaining hit points, add Show of Empathy to the victory display and attach 1 set-aside copy of Redemption to that minion. And we will probably see what Redemption does in a moment. But yeah, it is not the next card, which is a shame because I would have wanted. I'm actually looking for that card and going through that first before we continue to the next card. Okay, here is a Redemption. So, Redemption is a dash upgrade condition linked Show of Empathy. Victory 0. Take control of attached minion and treat it as a redeemed ally with a blank text box. Its thwart is equal to the scheme and it takes 1 consequential damage after it thwarts or attacks. Okay, so basically it turns into an ally, which is great. So, for example, if you can get Atlas as your ally, that is a really tough ally that can hit for a long time before it gets defeated by consequential damage. So that's interesting. Okay, let's continue to the next Justice card, which is the Raft. So the Raft is a 2-cost support, location and shield traded. Response after minion leaves play, tuck it under here from the encounter discard pile. Remove threat from a scheme equal to the tucked minion's printed scheme. If there are at least 4 minions here, deal 1 random minion here to any player as a face down encounter card. Okay. And this can be committed as a physical resource. Next up we have Invisibility Gear, 3 copies of this. So Invisibility Gear is a 1-cost upgrade, item and tech traded, play under any player's control, max 1 per player. Interrupt: when an enemy would attack you, discard Invisibility Gear and that enemy schemes instead. Okay. And it can be committed as a energy resource. Next we have Sonic Rifle, 3 copies of this. I think we have seen this already, but I'll just refresh my memory about the card. So it is a 3-cost upgrade. Tech and weapon traded, restricted, uses 2 charge counters. Hero action: exhaust the Sonic Rifle and remove 1 charge counter from it. Confuse an enemy, deal 3 damage to that enemy instead if it is already confused. So I think we saw this in the Venom hero pack way back when we got the Galaxy's Most Wanted cycle. So we are seeing a lot of reoccurring cards from that cycle, which is like a few years ago already. So the rotation is in full effect, it seems. Next we have Sting Operation, 3 copies of this. Sting Operation is a 2-cost upgrade, preparation tactics traded, max 1 per player. Response after a non-elite minion schemes, discard Sting Operation, discard that minion. And this can be committed as a physical resource. Okay. That was all the Justice cards that come in the pre-built deck. So next let's look at the basic cards that come in the pre-built deck. So first off we have Aneka. Aneka is a 3-cost ally with 1 thwart and 2 attack. Dora Milaje and Wakanda traits, 3 hit points. Response after Aneka uses a basic power, resolve the special ability on another Dora Milaje ally, and the special on this card is remove 1 threat from a scheme, and then this can be committed as a mental resource. Next up we have Ayo. Ayo is a 3-cost ally with 1 thwart and 2 attack. Dora Milaje and Wakanda traits, 3 hit points. Response after Ayo uses a basic power, resolve the special ability on another Dora Milaje ally, and special is deal 1 damage to an enemy on this card, and this can be committed as a physical resource. And lastly for this Dora Milaje allies is Okoye. Okoye is a 4-cost ally with 2 thwart and 2 attack. And again, Dora Milaje and Wakanda traits, 3 hit points. Response after Okoye uses a basic power, resolve the special ability on another Dora Milaje ally. And special here is choose a Wakanda hero or ally. They get +1 thwart and +1 attack until the end of the phase. And this can be committed as a energy resource. Next we have Heart of the Panther. So this is a 2-cost event. It is a team up for Black Panther T'Challa and Black Panther Shuri, max 1 per deck. Hero action: search your deck and discard pile for a Black Panther upgrade and put it into play. Resolve the special ability on up to 4 Black Panther upgrades you control in any order, and this can be committed as a wild resource. And I'm just skipping ahead again, so there are 2 copies of this. So 1 in this deck and 1 you can put in your Black Panther T'Challa deck if you are running both in a same game. Next we have Build Support. It is a player side scheme with 1 cost and can be committed as a mental resource. Victory 0. When defeated, each player may search their deck and discard pile for a support with a cost of 3 or less and put it into play. shuffle, and comes into play with 3 threat per player. Okay, then we have the basic resources again. And lastly, we have Dora Milaje. So this is a 3-cost board, Wakanda traded. Ignore the card's resource cost if your identity has the Wakanda trait. So you can play this for free if you are playing Black Panther. Action, exhaust Dora Milaje. Resolve the special ability on a 1 Dora Milaje ally and heal 1 damage from that ally. And this can be committed as a wild resource. So you really want to get this into play, so you can just keep your allies in play forever and use their abilities over and over again, which seems really good. And then we have the obligation nemesis sets for Shuri. First off, we have the T'Challa's Shadow. So it is an obligation give to the Shuri player, uses 4 doubt counters, victory 0. Increase the resource cost of each card you play by 1. Force response. Force response after you thwart, attack or defend, remove 1 doubt counter from here. And this comes with 2 boost icons. Okay. And that's a nice one because after you resolve that, it goes out of the encounter deck, so you won't see that again for the rest of the game. And the nemesis set is Claw, or Black, So Claw is a minion with 2 scheme and 0 attack, elite and masters of evil trait at 6 hit points. Forced interrupt. When Claw attacks, give him 1 boost card for this activation. And has 3 boost icons. Then we have the Nemesis side scheme, which is manipulated MUSIC, music. Side scheme, when revealed, find music and put her into play, engage with you. When defeated, discard music from play, and has a amplify icon on it and 2 boost icons, and comes into play with 5 threat. Okay, and what does music do? Well, here is music. Music is a minion with 0 scheme and 0 attack and 1 hit point, captive. When revealed, find manipulated music and put it into play. When defeated, move all threat from manipulated music to the main scheme, and this also has an amplify icon on it. Okay. Then we have the last 2 cards, which are 2 copies of the Scream Treachery. When revealed, stun each character you control, deal 1 damage to each of those characters that was already stunned, and this has a boost ability icon. So boost is you are stunned. If you are already stunned, take 1 damage. So that was the pre-built deck for Black Panther. We also get some other class cards or aspect cards for Justice and Aggression, and another Thunderbolt set. So first off, we will look at the Justice ally, not Justice ally, but Leadership ally, which is the White Wolf. So White Wolf is a 3-cost ally with 2 thwart and 2 attack, and has no consequential damage on the attack, but 2 on the thwart. Wakanda traded and 3 hit points. Forced response after White Wolf attacks, place 1 threat on the main scheme, and this can be committed as a physical resource. Blanked out there for a second. So you can basically just keep hitting with White Wolf, but you need to be mindful that you need to get off the threat from the main scheme after that. But yeah, like playing the event, which I can't remember, from the base set that Red is an ally. This is a really good one, like hit, and deal a ton of damage and not worry about the threat. Next we have the the aggression card, which is Target Spotter. It is a 1-cost support person and shield traded. Uses 2 target counters. Interrupt when a minion would engage a player, remove 1 target counter from here. That minion cannot activate until the end of the phase. Engage that minion. Okay, and can be committed as a mental resource. So that was the last player card. Lastly, we have the new encounter set for the Thunderbolt scenario. So let's go through that lastly now. So we first have the extreme risk sets minion, which is Joystick. So Joystick is a minion with 1 scheme and 1 attack. Elite and Thunderbolt traits, 17 hit points, villainous and victory 1. Forced interrupt when Joystick activates against you. Choose, give her 1 additional boost card for this activation and draw 1 card, or give her a tough status card and has 4 boost icons. So that's quite a lot again. And next we have 2 copies of Energy Truncheon. Energy Truncheon is an attachment attached to it is tech and weapon traded, gives +1 attack with an asterisk. Attached to Joystick, otherwise attached to the villain. Attached enemies attacks gain piercing. Hero action, attached enemy attacks you. After this attack, discard this card and draw 1 card. And has 2 boost icons. Then we have a side scheme, playing for keeps. Each identity gets +1 hand size. Forced interrupt. When an enemy activates, give it 1 boost card for that activation, in addition to any other boost cards it gets. And this comes into play with 3 threat per player and has 2 boost icons. Okay. Lastly, we have 2 copies of Extreme Risk. It is a treachery. When revealed, find Joystick and reveal her. If she is already in play, she engages you. Joystick activates against you. If no enemy activated this way, this card gains Surge. And it has 2 boost icons and boost ability. So boost is you may give the activating enemy an additional boost card. If you do, draw 1 card. So like penalty and reward in the same card. So that was Black Panther, and before that we looked at Silk's decks. So here are both decks again. So I'm really interested in both of these heroes. At first I wasn't that interested in Black Panther Shuri because maybe I was procasting from the Core Box Black Panther that it's not that interesting. I didn't like playing Black Panther in the core set that much. Haven't played Black Panther in years for now, so I'm really interested in seeing how different this version of Black Panther is, and Silk seems really interesting for me to try out, at least with the pre-built protection deck, but I can see her being a really interesting hero to play in multiplayer, but mostly as I'm playing solo, we'll see if Silk sees that much play in other aspects than protection. But yeah, this was the dual hero pack focus for Silk and Black Panther. So hope you guys like this a bit lengthy video. Thanks for watching if you made it in to the end, and hope you guys like this hero pack focus. Thanks for watching, and until next time.